This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests are here with me today. I have Jeff Gray and Dwight Coleman. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us on.
It's great to have you here, Jeff. It's been a long, long time since you've graced us with your presence. Thank you so much for being here today.
It's great to be back on the couch with you. Yeah.
Yay, glad to have you here, and you've brought a very special guest today.
I really have. It's an honor to have Dwight Coleman here with us. I started with Sanctuary 19 years ago, and my first project was working with Dwight. Dwight led a massive expedition. It was, I think, really the first expedition we did 19 years ago. We've done a few projects together since, but he's back to do some research now. So Dwight, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah. So Dwight Coleman, I'm with the University of Rhode Island Graduate School of Oceanography. We work a lot in the oceans, but it's really nice working here in Lake Huron. So I'm in partnership with the Ocean Exploration Trust, and that is the organization, a nonprofit that's dedicated to ocean exploration and the mission to sort of share our findings with the world. And so we're working with the sanctuary to explore some more parts of the sanctuary.
Okay, other than saltwater versus non-saltwater, what's the difference between exploring in the ocean and in the Great Lakes?
Well, a lot of the work that we do in the ocean certainly is in deeper water. So it's really a function of the water depth. And we use robotic vehicle systems to explore the depths of the ocean. And
very deep, very deep.
Quite deep, yeah. Up to miles deep, several miles deep.
Wow.
We don't have those depths quite here, but the technology is really the same. And we just apply the technology to the shallower sites and save us from getting wet and living on the comfort of the ship while we do our research.
What's exciting is part of the team that Dwight mentioned earlier. That includes Dr. Robert Ballard, the individual that found the Titanic, who was here. He led those expeditions. And when you think of Dwight's team and the researchers that come here, they could go anywhere in the world, but they're choosing to come to Northeast Michigan. And I think that really says how significant these resources are. I think sometimes, because we're around them all the time, we forget how special they are. But when you have world-class researchers coming here, excited to do research, test new technology, it really says a lot.
So obviously you love your job.
I do.
Yay. So now you actually will go back to the classroom then again?
Yeah. Well, you mean for other projects? Or,
right.
Yeah. So this is one of many projects for us this summer. Most of our work is in the field. So we work very much with a ship called the EV Nautilus, and that is owned and operated by the Ocean Exploration Trust, and it does ocean exploration programs in partnership with NOAA. And it actually, this year, will be exploring some of the other national marine sanctuaries, including off the coast of California at Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary, for example, and also out in Hawaii. So it's great to be here in Thunder Bay, though.
Rough job.
Yeah, right.
But there's no one nicer than the people of Rogers City. The people we love working. We're based out of Rogers City this time, and the crew, again, is New Hampshire. They come from all over, and they just love the community and love the people. There's a really cool connection. Hannah McDonald, who's a student that we started working with, and she went on. She's in graduate school right now. Alpena student has done work across the sanctuary program, and she's now working with Dwight at University of Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's wonderful to have the Alpena connection over in Rhode Island.
Good. And now with the expansion of our territory, think of what's out there we haven't seen or what can happen yet.
And that is exactly why Dwight's here. He's helped us to see things that we haven't seen before. So we are working out of Rogers City, which is one of those areas that we expanded to a few years ago. And so the technology we're using is cutting edge. We were talking just the other night over beverages about how this technology changed from 19 years ago when we started to now.
Can't imagine.
There's an autonomous...
Look what cell phones have done in that time.
Exactly, and there's an autonomous vehicle that's doing mapping out in the lake, that's mapping the bottom, helping us to make hopefully new shipwreck discoveries, but also to learn a lot about the lake bottom so we can better understand the fisheries, the geology, what's going on with the lake. So it's really incredible. I said to someone the other night, it's a Roomba that maps the bottom. We let it go and it goes back.
Oh, that's remarkable.
A little more technically savvy.
It sure is.
But so when I think of going to Rogers City and going to the museum or going places, they always have these maps and it shows all those shipwrecks on those maps. It's unbelievable how many shipwrecks there are in that area.
Well, we're hoping to add a couple more dots to that. That's what we're looking forward to see if we can do it. And again, there's a team of graduate students here from University of New Hampshire that's working with Dwight, and it's real research, but at the same time developing technology, and at the same time developing the next generation of explorers. So it's a very cool project.
Yeah.
So what's the average depth you've been working at in Rogers City?
Oh, between 100 and 200 feet mostly, north of Rogers City, out by the shipping lanes.
Okay.
And yeah, the UNH team is doing a great job. In fact, they're now on watch collecting data as we speak.
Okay,
and
they
so,
better be.
Yeah,
They
that's
better not
it.
be floating and
This is a
swimming.
nice thing where he doesn't have to be on a ship. We can bring him in
Yeah.
here to do this interview while the work continues.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Well, we're going to process this data. We'll see what happens. We're just finishing up another massive research project that's going on way out in the middle of the lake. Our team's boat just came in today from that.
Wow.
So, you know, with COVID, it's been tough for everybody this last year, but we're super excited that our research is going full bore. The Lady Michigan is back and running
Yes.
glass bottom boat tours every day. Come on out and test out and explore the sanctuary on that. We're hopeful the visitor center will open soon. We're doing our best to make sure we can open up responsibly and safely, and we know how important that is to the community, and we're working hard to make that happen.
And you know, just congratulations, Jeff, to you and your team and all the teams, because during COVID, you certainly didn't slow down. You thought outside the box. You thought of ways to make yourself bigger and better and keep everything going and running smoothly. So, and you've done that very successfully. If anyone takes time to look at your website, it's incredible. And there's
Thank
so
you.
many things happening.
Thanks. Yeah, and we still try to stay connected with the students. That's such a big part of what we do. It was hard not to have all those kids come in through our visitor center, take them out on the boat, but this season we were able to get students out on the boat, out on the water, and have some experiences, and we're ready really to go full bore as soon as we can.
Okay, I think we have just about enough time to talk about the roof project. How's that going?
Yeah, you know, the Great Lakes Maritime Heritage Center is an asset to the community, and we try to enhance it. We're expanding the roof deck, which it's a living roof. It's a great view of the Thunder Bay River. That should be done anytime in the next week or two. And as soon as that facility opens up, that will be available for rentals, for private parties, and then for the visitors just to go out there and check out how beautiful the beautiful Alpena skyline.
Yes.
Yeah. So very exciting.
Sorry, what's next for you?
Yeah, well, a few more weeks here, so looking forward to it. And this is a special expedition because we don't always get the opportunity to look for shipwrecks, and so the whole team that's working on this is really excited to find new shipwreck targets potentially.
So we'll be going somewhere exotic next?
Well, for me, my next project is actually in the Gulf of Mexico in August, where it's probably going to be 120 degrees.
Yes, it will be very warm. Oh, that'll be
But then
wonderful.
after that, possibly Hawaii in the fall.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
They work hard. They do not stop.
I know they
It's
do.
24-hour operations. Yeah.
Well,
so.
thank you so much and for your contributions, because the sanctuary is such a wonderful addition to our community.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. And when I go, not lately, but when I've been in there in the past, you open up that guest book and see where people come from all over the world virtually to Alpena, Michigan, to view the shipwrecks, to see the sanctuary. And they have wonderful support in our community for the sanctuary.
Sure do.
We're
We're
so
grateful for
happy
that.
that they're here, and it's a great
absolutely.
thing. So thank you for your contributions.
My pleasure.
Thank you, and I'll be back soon.
Okay, we're out of time. Take care.
Thanks.
I'll be right back following these messages. Welcome back. My last guest today is Shelly Gibbs from Friends Together. Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Nancy.
I know that you have been tremendously busy, and I know that you're going to be tremendously busy, so start me out with the golf outing. How did it go?
The golf scramble was wonderful. We had beautiful weather. We had 29 teams, which is full capacity. Everybody showed up and golfed and had a great time. It was just wonderful, and we had a lot of the participation all happened outside, the before registration and then afterward, and had a great lunch, and it was just really a beautiful, great afternoon.
Good. So what's next in fundraising world?
Well, we are having a drive-through at our office at 105 Prentice in Alpena, and this is a drive-through fundraiser. We're going to start at 7 in the morning and go until 6 o'clock at night. So if there's people that are interested in donating and they don't go to our activities and they just would like to help out, it gives them an opportunity to just drive through our parking lot. There'll be several people there to greet them and make a donation. And what we will use these donations for is, we have our general operations. We provide gas cards, transportation with 2 vans, overnight lodging, support groups, and lots of resources. And specifically, we are doing a renovation of one side of our building. So we're going to take out some walls, and we are going to double the amount of capacity we can have for support groups. We have learned that we can't just sandwich ourselves in on our furniture and add chairs, and we need to space out so our people that we support are safe and comfortable. So we're going to open up that room and be able to have our in-person support groups all right at Friends Together. Recently, we have done our support groups through Zoom and at the bowling alley. So currently our support groups are meeting weekly at the bowling alley.
Okay.
So if anybody's interested in attending one of our groups, they could reach out to us and find out the schedule for that.
Okay, and the drive-through is Friday, the date?
It is Friday, June 25th.
Okay.
And that's at Friends Together from 7 in the morning till 6 at night. And we will have hot dogs in the afternoon. So if you stop on by, we will, you know, as long as supplies last, we'll be able to give you a hot dog for your lunch.
Okay, sounds wonderful, and I know you've done tremendously well in the past with those drive-thrus, so I have my fingers crossed for you.
Thank you so much.
Next.
Okay, so the next thing that's coming up for Friends Together is dueling pianos. A lot of people that attend dueling pianos every year have felt kind of bad because we didn't have it this year in February. For us, we're very fortunate that the Brown Trout Festival is in full swing, and we are going to host it at the big tent at the Brown Trout Festival this year on Saturday. Yep, Saturday, July 17th. So this event is for 21 and older. Tickets will go on sale next week, and they are $25 a person. There's a lot of activities there, and you know, it's just a really fun way to get out and actually have fun, and you're supporting Friends Together, which is a great cause. One of the things is that we do tend to sell out. Some of these events are so much fun that people will buy early. So if you are interested, I urge that you reach out to us to get your ticket. And during that event, we will have dueling pianos, which is a professional entertainment.
And they're terrific.
Not to disappoint. It's always a good time. We'll have 50-50s. We'll have a big cash raffle where 2 people that attend that night will win $500 each. So you'll have to get in on that. And then we'll have pull tabs and a cash bar and JJ's Pizza later in the evening. And Kettle Nation, Kettle Corn will be donating kettle corn to us, so we'll have that as well for sale.
Great, that'll be a fun time.
Yes, yes, absolutely. We're looking forward to that. And having it at the Brown Trout Festival will be really fun too.
Yes.
And then the following week, so they're kind of back to back, but we had to squeeze dueling pianos in where we could.
Yes.
The pig roast, our annual pig roast, is at the Depot on Fletcher Street, and this will be a drive-through only.
Okay.
So you can get your tickets in advance, and if you do, we urge you come early because we do sell out as well.
Yes, always.
And that will be from 1 to 5 on Sunday, July 25th.
Okay.
At the Depot on Fletcher Street, and that's barbecue pulled pork, which is prepared by JJ's. There's a special recipe, baked beans, baked potatoes, coleslaw, a cookie, and you can just drive through. You can take 1, you can take 10. They're all to go. You don't have to get out of your car. We'll have runners sell you your ticket, get you your food, and you'll be on your way. So that's a wonderful opportunity to support, again, and enjoy a terrific meal, which also people rave about it. It's just really, people will call us and say, where did, you know, who cooked that and how did you do it? So
and it's always a
fun.
sellout, so please
Yes.
beware. You need to get your tickets.
Absolutely, and rain or shine, this will happen. So if you're interested in that, you can buy in advance or you can just buy the day of. But if you're going to come, I just urge that you come earlier in the day as opposed to later in the day.
Yes.
And then after that, we have on August the 12th, Friends Together is celebrating 25 years. So 25 years is a long time to be able to be a nonprofit, you know, self-sufficient. And we have put in a garden at our office on Prentice Street that's sort of like a reflection of hope and inspiration for people that we have served in the past and maybe people that will serve in the future. It's just a reflection area. It's lovely. And during this dedication to that, we're going to have live music, there will be food, and it will be outside. And we also will have a really unique opportunity where if you want to donate in honor or in memory of a loved one, you can make a donation of any amount and write their name on a board, and we will release butterflies.
Ooh.
The butterflies come to us from a butterfly supplier, and we'll open the box and let the butterflies go. So it's really going to be a beautiful afternoon, and you know, it's just something fun and different for our community.
Okay, and let's go back to support groups again. So which support groups are all up and running now? So tell me a little bit about what support groups you have. We have about 2 minutes left.
Okay, perfect. So we have a women's group, Women on Wednesday. They meet Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. And then we have a Guys Like Us group that meet Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. We have Tuesday Night Live, which is for men and women, that meets at 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights. And then we have 2 grief support groups. One meets Tuesday mornings at 10, and one meets Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. So there's lots of opportunities for that. So they're available. We urge people to take advantage of those. They can call our office at 356-3231. and learn about that, they can go to our website, which is friendstogethermi.org,
Okay.
or check us out on Facebook, which is Friends Together Alpena. All of our information is on there. We try to keep it up to date. Currently, we are meeting at the bowling alley. So if you go to the bowling alley at the front of the building, towards the middle, you'll see a blue sign in the window. And that door right there is where you would go in for those support groups until further notice when our renovation is complete.
And if anyone, has a new diagnosis and needs some assistance, the best thing to do is call and make an appointment?
Yeah, absolutely. If they want to call and reach out to us, we can direct them to resources that they might not even know that are available. We can help them with gas cards to get to and from their appointment. There's no application. There's no requirement other than you have been affected by a cancer diagnosis. They can have their caregiver reach out to us. They can come to the office. We can mail them information. We can mail the gas cards. We can provide transportation, overnight lodging, just wonderful dynamic resources that are available.
Yes.
And they're free of charge. There's no application. You just call us or walk in the door and tell us, and we're going to help you.
Okay. Well, we're out of time. I want to thank you so much for being here, and I know your office is hurting right now. Give everyone our peace and our condolences, and take care. And I'll look forward to talking to you soon.
We will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Mary Jane Thomson, retired instructor of Business Information Systems and Computer Information Systems at ACC, an all-around wonderful presence on campus. So welcome, Mary Jane.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, so you and I have worked together for years on workforce stuff and business and industry training, and you did a wonderful job there, and then you did a wonderful job teaching our students computer information, Microsoft Office, things that are really pertinent to the workplace and their success. What are your thoughts as you kind of enter into retirement?
Oh, it's been an incredible journey. I have loved every moment of it. Starting back in the 80s, I was a part-time instructor while I worked in industry for 17 years prior to coming to the college. And during that time, I taught 4 credit classes as well as those seminars for business and industry for Betzer Company, Lafarge, ESI, Chamber of Commerce, banks. That was a really fun time. I worked with Chuck Wiesen way back then, and then with you when you worked in that area. I can remember doing 11 online classes for Lafarge Corporation for their training purposes. But then in 1997, I was hired full-time as a CIS instructor and transitioned more to teaching 4 credit classes, but still kept up with those workforce classes at that time too. So I taught about 20 different 4 credit classes over the years, and wow, have things changed. One of the things I learned early on, and I got this hat that said, "Technology is no place for wimps." And I wore that to class sometimes and always kept it in my office to remind myself that it was very important to keep up, to continually keep moving, never stop, because you could never catch up. Technology was something that was always changing and required constant work. Every summer I went and took postgraduate classes to better my skills and redo everything. Every 2 years, all the textbooks changed, and everything had to be redone. So kept me hopping.
That is such an important point, and it's probably realized by folks who aren't teachers. The necessity of staying current in your content area, and especially pertinent in your area where technology changes so frequently, and the work that it requires to stay current so you can provide students what they need during the present and what they might need in the future.
We always wanted to stay on the cutting edge, and always have. That's one thing our advisory committee members always said, that students graduating from our program that they hired had a lot higher skills than their current workforce most often time. And we're teaching, the new people coming in, we're teaching the people that had already worked there a lot of new tricks.
Sure.
Yes. But
go ahead.
when I started, oh my gosh, I don't want to date myself, but I was teaching computer programming classes, and we used the punch cards.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the floppy disks.
Yeah.
And then in the 2000s, the flash drives, and now the cloud, storage. It's really...
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. When you look back.
Well, yes, that arc of technology innovation has been so transformational, and you're locally right in the forefront of it. Mm-hmm. That had to be fun and exciting for you.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So I think you've had many accolades along the way, and all well deserved, and your students have also as well. And I recall just this past year you had a student from Hale perform beautifully in the mouse exam. Mm-hmm.
She scored second in the state of Michigan competition in the Microsoft Office Specialist Certification exam, and it was approximately among 10,000 testers. So that was absolutely wonderful to see. Over the years, I got the testing center going for Microsoft in 1999, and we've been going strong for 22 years. But over the years, we've tested, I looked it up, 955 students, 8 semesters, we had 100% pass rate. 6 students scored a perfect score in that time of 1,000, and then we had that one student who scored second in the state of Michigan. So what has been really great is this past year, even during the pandemic, we had the highest number of testers ever at ACC, and that was 93 students. At one point in time, the students had gotten me this water bottle when we celebrated. These were advanced word students, and at one point in time it was called MCAS, Microsoft Certified Application Specialist, and I had decorated a cake and these students, and we were celebrating after that. It's a big process and a huge undertaking, and really a great celebration when they pass.
How does that make you feel when they pass?
Really great, really good. Yeah, because they have that credential they can take out into the workforce in addition to their ACC degree, and it's a good thing to have. Employers are looking for it, and students have come back and told me they wouldn't even have gotten an interview without having the certification. So
this would be in the business they now call an industry validated credential, something that industry says this is a very valuable credential. And it's different, although it correlates in a way, with getting an A in a class. You don't exactly know what that A means, but an employer does know if you pass the mouse exam, you have these competencies that you've mastered at a high level.
Right.
So a very important thing for our students, and a very important thing for you to have arranged for them. What are your thoughts as we come down? We got about 2 minutes left. Anything you want to share about your time at ACC?
Well, one of the other really wonderful memories I have is co-authoring the self-study for the ACBSP accreditation for our business programs from the Association of Collegiate Business Schools and Program, and earning that accreditation. And then in tandem with that, we were able to initiate the Kappa Beta Delta Honor Society. And I helped advise that for 10 plus years. And that was just a wonderful time, working with students outside of the classroom. You teach them in the classroom, but then doing all these things with them outside of the classroom. We had a goal of every month doing one service project, having one pizza with a professional event, and going on one tour of a business operation. And just to highlight, one of the big service projects students loved, one of the fun ones, was collecting can tabs. We collected over 200,000 can tabs to give to Mott Children's Hospital at one point in time. And one of their favorite field trips was when we took them to Google in Ann Arbor, because they had such a unique office environment that they really loved that trip.
Wonderful. Well, you've done so much for students and for the college and for the community. I want to thank you for everything that you've done, and wish you the very best in your retirement, and hope to see you around the college, and Larry as well. And we'll be hard-pressed to find suitable replacements for the Thomsons.
Oh.
And thank you.
Thank you for everything you've done. It's been a privilege working with the ACC team.
Very good. Thank you, Mary Jane. And thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.